advancement. I miscalculated, so I gave myself an extra 100 points last time, so I pretty much waived 100. So I'm not. There's nothing for me to upgrade at this point. But now I'm even.
Okay, sure thing. Right. So who's buying what, if anything?
I'll take 5 fellowship.
All right, +5. Andy?
I'm not buying anything at this point because I only got 155 XP. So.
Well, it's. You could buy something.
Yeah, I kind of want to figure out more, though, that exactly what I'm going to use it for. Because I just switched careers, so I'm got to kind of look into that a little more.
Yeah. Got a lot of
and it's really only one bump up, so I'm not worried that I'm going to get screwed or something by not having whatever it is that I could have spent 100 XP on. So
sure.
Michael, quick question.
Of course.
Torture and resistance to poison, are those skills that need to be taught, or can I just have finally figured it out?
Torture, yes. Resistance to poison, no.
Okay.
Because you need to learn how to torture someone without killing them, for example. It's not that easy.
Well, there's in the book it says you could psychologically torture someone too, like just standing really close to them or something, or.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you could, but even that, I mean, psychological torture, I guess, is even harder.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You need to get in their heads, right?
Yeah.
Find someone who's going to teach you that, and then we can talk.
Okay.
But
And,
resistance to poison, you can just buy it.
Okay.
Maybe perhaps with your entrance into insanity, that might assist you in torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A prerequisite.
Well, all right. So where were we last time? Of course, you
I don't
were
know.
in
The notes aren't up.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Game
can
over.
tell
Bye.
Sean, let's see.
Well, first of all, the village is called Trotteldorf.
Yep.
Second of all, you've met a knight named Sir Dambas on the road. He was a Raven Knight from the Order of Moor, and he was actually leading. Well, he was part of a baggage train, something like that. Was a supply train, carrying a lot of food, carrying a lot of stuff from the village, which the knights own. Actually, when you've arrived to Trotteldorf, you saw a typical farming village with quite a lot of hovels. There seems to be some kind of caste system, like there are two types of villagers: the wealthier type and the more impoverished, poorer type. Of course, the wealthier villagers are more cruel towards the less fortunate ones. There's yes.
The Thailand innkeeper.
Yes.
Was he more down with the poor people, or was he?
He's just
pretty
friendly,
well
he likes everyone.
Okay.
The same way, and of course the Thailand innkeeper owns the Foaming Mug, the only inn in the whole village. He and his very pretty wife are running this joint. There's also Morhausen Kirche, the Temple of Mor, in the north of the village. It's run by a single priest. And I have their names here. Oh yeah, here it is. His name is Morbius, while the innkeeper is named Remas, and his wife is Gilda. Morbius is he's your typical Morite priest, I guess. He has two helpers, not initiates, mind you. They're not part of the temple, and you know that, Vincent. You also sorry. The overseer is named Leonid. Leonid, he's like an overseer for the village. He's a Kislevite, and he has a whole bunch of Kislevites who help him run this place. There's also Schlecht, and he's a magister. He acts like as an advisor to Leonid.
Is it uncommon to see a village in this part of the empire run by Kislevites when most of the population is not Kislevite?
Roll for Common Knowledge Empire.
Okay, 1 second. Intelligence.
I imagine recent events probably pulled a lot of them to the south.
Oh, it's 69.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if it's like if they're taking advantage of the situation and just kind of moved in and set up shop,
Well, you don't really know that. I mean, he was appointed by the Raven Knights, so they probably knew what they were doing. Despite his name, Sir Dambas is still a member of this austere order.
Alessia might know.
Of course, she might.
Well, I'm not sure the knight is necessarily in on it, but he might be exploited himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, there were two major events in the village when you arrived. First of all, there was a single death. One of the overseers, Kislevite overseers, was shot right in the head when he was assaulting a young maiden. As it turns out, the sniper, one Katya Nadzov, was wife of a man whom she killed. Her husband was abusing her, and she apparently murdered him and his father. You were, hired. You could say that you were hired by Leonid to find her and bring her to justice. 100 gold crowns for all of you, not each of you, all of you. If you manage to stop her. The overseer's name was... actually, I don't have it. Funny that. Okay, I have... we don't have those notes, do we?
The overseer's name?
Yeah.
Leonid?
Oh, no, Leonid is the boss. There are three overseers. There were three overseers. There's Boris, Dmitry, and Kazimir. I think Kazimir got the bullet. Honestly, because I recognize the name. I might be mistaken.
Yeah, I don't think we got information that there's 3 overseers last time.
Okay, so there were 3 overseers, and one of them is dead. Kazimir is dead because I like his name the least.
So there's 3 overseers, and then there's somebody above all 3 overseers,
Leonid.
who's like the mayor.
Leonid.
So they're like foremen, I guess, right?
Well, like I said, there's Leonid Grozny. He's the main overseer of the village. He's like the boss. Beneath him, there were 3 overseers. Now there are only 2. There's Boris and there's Dmitry. There are also quite a few Kozars, Kislevite Kozars. They're like footmen, grunts for Grozny. They enforce the law and make sure that everyone is doing their part, because from what you saw, this village is more like a slave town, honestly. Basically, people have to work all the time. There's no rest, especially with the poorer farmers. The poorer farmers are treated horribly. The so-called cotters, because the richer peasants are called virgators, and the poorer ones are called cotters. So yeah, you were hired by Leonid to find Katya, but there was one more thing. Vincent had a vision. You remember that, Vincent?
Yes.
Yes, you had a vision. It
Yeah,
was,
and I've discussed it. I think I discussed it loosely with Leopold at least. I'm trying to remember if I talked about it to the others. I think
I don't
everything
think
else kind of
so.
got interrupted.
I don't think so.
You didn't
honestly.
say anything, but we saw you kind of staring in the distance.
Yeah.
And then you just
Yeah.
walked off.
Oh,
I think I discussed with Leopold that there's something supernatural about, but I don't think I ever got into detail
yes.
with the vision.
There were also two other events. One, you've met a man who was watching sheep, and he told you that the sheep were in fact Chaos Dwarfs, and that he is watching them so that he can report them to the bailiff. Yes, that was one. His name was Stavros. Well, is Stavros. And the second incident involved Lucas and an unnamed peasant who charged him with I believe it was a stool leg, while shouting that he's going to defend the honor of his beloved Lady Bovary. Lady Bovary was a cow, while the peasant called himself Don Idiota, a famous Estalian diestro. Naturally, Lucas knocked him out cold without much fuss, and that's when we stopped our last session. You are
we had walked back to the inn, and I think it was Leopold, me, and Lucas started talking to people on the street, and that's
no. I'm sure that Lucas was actually standing over the knocked-out villager, along with.
It would be in Leopold and Gennaro then.
Yeah.
No, Leopold is with me. We just came back from dropping off weapons, and we just Leopold and Vincent just got back into town because that one guy on our way back to town was telling Leopold that he was Moore's servant or whatever, like
Yes.
a demigod.
Yes.
And so
And you had
me
gone
and
back to Alessia, right?
yeah, we dropped weapons off at Alicia's
wagon.
Alicia's wagon, and then we just got back into town. So I think we haven't met up. So me and Leopold are probably by the chapel at this point, and then you guys are wherever the incident happened. So I don't think we've met up yet.
Yeah. It's late afternoon, I believe. Okay, so we shall start with Lucas.
Okay.
You're
Somebody
standing
else is
over.
taking notes this time, right?
What?
Somebody else is taking notes this time, right?
Oh yeah, who's taking notes? Well,
I guess I will. Hold on.
Glad I asked.
thanks.
Let me launch Microsoft Word. Hold on.
Oh, by the way, I've included a few new handouts. There's the map. There are also interior plans of the foaming Mac, the Moorhausen Kirsch, and your typical peasant cottage. Because remember that you did visit the house of Katya. Where you saw a lot of blood.
Yeah, I have some. The inn kind of looks like a MC Escher painting because there's windows on the second floor with doors leading to the outside.
Yeah. Well, well, truth be told, this adventure probably could use a little bit more work.
We're just assuming that those are rooms up top. Correct?
Yeah, those
Okay.
are rooms. Ignore the windows, please. The windows are in
All right.
the rooms.
Okay.
Last time when the overseer got shot in front of us, there was a bunch of villagers that swarmed us. They were ready to accuse us.
Yes.
Were those the poorer villagers?
A mix, honestly. No, but most of them looked like the richer type.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Oh, and Katya's husband was named Gerhard Nadzov, and his father was named Abelard. Both of them have been killed by the woman. Just so you know. Anyway, Lucas, you're standing over the body, well, the prone body of the knockout villager. Some of his teeth and a lot of his blood are staining the muddy road. Miss Bovary moos sadly from behind a nearby fence. With you is... Who's with you, actually? Leopold?
Wasn't it Sally?
Yeah,
Sally.
Sally and Gennaro are with you. Well, no one seems to have noticed the incident, or if they have, no one is like talking about it.
Oh, I saw it, but it's just kind of like I'm just kind of surprised, I guess.
Well, that's a good reaction.
Yeah, like this guy charged Lucas and just gets knocked out, and now he's laying there like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh well.
What's with
Yeah,
that guy? Yeah.
I'm gonna lean down and make sure he's
He's breathing.
not gonna die.
No. But he's not going to eat anything solid for quite a while.
Okay, then I guess I'm gonna drag him off the road because we're in the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want him getting like trampled or something, so I'm gonna drag him off the road.
Did anybody else see this?
Well, roll for perception. We shall see if anyone else did saw this. Have
Dang
seen,
it.
whatever.
A success.
Yeah, you saw a couple of villagers, standing like in front of their possessions and just looking at you. Some of
I'm
them
gonna ask if they know this man.
Some of them are whispering to each other, and they are obviously frightened by what they saw. But not a single one of them is about to tell you something or make a move or something like that.
So this man needs to get home. I'm just asking because we need to put him in the bed, obviously.
Yeah, it's Schmidt, good sir. He lives like 5 houses north from here. On the right.
I asked him to describe the house so we could find it.
He looks at every single, almost exactly looking house in the village and says, well, it's that one. And he points towards, towards completely random, towards a completely random cottage. You know what? I can bring him in. You don't have to worry about anything.
Thank you, Meinherr.
Sigmar be praised.
I'll help you.
Oh, very well, thank you.
Like out of character, I kind of want to see who the guy is and if there's anything relevant with what's going on with him. You know what I mean?
All right. In this case, right. First of all, Lucas, what are you going to do?
Well, if Sally's is helping carry the body back, I guess I'm going to stand around with Gennaro and wait, and kind of look around and try to gauge what the heck is going on with this town.
All right. Gennaro is like, I'm going to drink, and he walks towards the inn.
Okay, well then I'm going to let him go in, and I'm going to continue to look around and kind of try to gauge the surreal nature of what just happened.
All right, Sally, you approach the prone form of Schmidt with the random peasant number 65. You grab him by the legs. He grabs him by the arms. A few more teeth came out from his mouth, and you are carrying him towards his house. Now, you want to speak with the villager?
Yeah, I want to ask what the guy's deal is because he's been. When we came into town, he sounded pretty crazy, and here he is just charging my friend who could easily kill him, and he had to restrain himself. You know what I mean?
Well, good sir, Schmidt was always a weird one, if you ask me. Always had a fancy for them cows. Well, I mean for the meat, mind you, not for other stuff. But I never saw him act like that. No, sirree.
So
Sally, roll for fellowship.
Fellowship.
Yes.
Oh, hi there,
Success.
Sean.
Hey.
You've rolled. All right. How are you doing?
Good. Just logging into my stuff here.
Excellent. We've just started. Basically, Sally and the random villager are escorting the knocked out peasant to his hovel.
Okay.
You can spend your experience points, or tell me what you want to buy. All right. Sorry, Sally. You've rolled. You've passed. So let me see what you've learned. You already know that, so I'm going to give you another freebie. Well, you are speaking with the man, generally asking him about what's going on in this village, right? He says stuff like, "Well, sir, that Nazov girl finally getting her revenge on her abusers, I guess. I mean, she has already killed her father, husband, and his father, and now it seems that she's going to kill some of them Kislevites here. But he's saying, like Kislevites, he's saying very quietly, and he's looking around. Wait, what else? Well, if you ask me, that Sir Dambas lived down to his name when he put the Kislevites in charge of Trotteldorf." he also says, "They're nothing but trouble, sir. They're a sorry bunch, and they're really violent. It's like animals." Ugh.
So Sir Damas, what do they have on him?
What, on Sir Damas?
Yeah.
Who, the Kislevites?
Yeah.
Nothing, I guess. I don't know. Well,
there's something going on there, though, right?
Well, I know. I mean, the Raven Knights, they don't ever come here unless it's for the supplies, I've heard that
historically, have the Raven Knights stayed in this town, like permanent residents?
Well, yeah, they used to Well, sir, it's a bit more complicated than that, I don't know much history, but there is this tale about the old von Bargin family and how they were tied to some, and he spits over his shoulder, necromantic stuff, and how the Elector Count bestowed upon the Raven Arts of Moor this village after they've cleared it from the Vorborgine taint. But other than that, I guess you'd have to ask more people than me. I'm not big into history. Yes. So anyway, it's rather normal, sir, at least I think so, that that a high and mighty knight is not lowering himself to rule over a bunch of peasants like myself, but instead he hires a bailiff, right, to look over the village. It's a shame that he just had to hire a crazy one like this Grozny fellow and his bunch of savages.
Do you think he's fully aware of how they're running the town?
Nah, of course not. I mean, why? Even if he would, do you think that he'd do anything about it? Them knights don't ever care about us commoners. Anyway, you've brought the man to his house. You've laid him on his straw bed, and the villager, well, he shook your hand and said his goodbyes, saying that he has stuff to do. Lucas, what about you?
Yes. I mean, have I seen, like, is every... I guess I want to keep, watch and see if everything seems to be going normal again, or if other people are acting weird, even if it's in small ways and not, claiming to be famous duelist ways.
Okay, roll for perception. Let's make this interesting.
That would be a no. No, I don't.
Okay, and you rolled actually rather high, so...
Yeah. Didn't botch it, though.
Yes, the things will become interesting now.
Can I leave 4 silver on the knocked out peasant's nightstand?
Of course.
Okay.
Lucas, as you are looking around the village, as you are looking around, over the peasant hovels, the fields, suddenly you see a figure, like behind one of the cottages. There's a figure who's dancing. It's a woman. She's dancing violently in a circle, leaping into the air, and shrieking. Didn't you see the piper calling the tune in the fields of wither under a ruddy moon? Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we fall down. And she begins to dance even faster, making those circles even more violent. Only a couple seconds pass when you see that she's collapsed to the ground. No one else seems to notice, or no one else seems to care.
I don't do this, I guess.
No, I mean when you were returning from the hovel in which you left Schmidt, you of course heard that song, because she was like screaming on the top of her lungs. But you didn't saw anything.
Okay.
Did Vincent and Leopold, are we close enough to hear the screaming?
Roll for perception, ear-based, of course.
Ear-based?
Yes. So, like, if you have acute hearing, you can add plus 5% or even plus 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I do have a pretty good perception.
Nice. You've heard this, Sean?
Okay. Yeah, and so we I'm vaguely remembering last time we discussed the possibility of, although maybe our characters wouldn't know what ergotamine and ergot poisoning
we
is.
discussed it, but I don't think they would.
Well, I mean, if you would be like academics with like plus 30% academic knowledge, plants, then maybe we could talk about it. But
Or if you had poison.
That said, I've read the Warhammer Companion lately, and no joke, there's a passage, from some kind of professor there, who's speaking about cellular organisms. Like, in 16th century Europe, right? Cells.
Okay.
Wow. It's that black magic.
Yeah.
Heretical speak.
Actually, in the same paragraph, he says that he hates magic and that it's all about science and stuff. So, I guess science in the old world is better than anyone else might think. Right.
Sadly, though, 2 days later he was burned at the stake. But...
Probably, and it was for the best. Anyway, Lucas, you saw what happened. You see the woman laying in the ground, not moving. Are we going to do anything or not?
How far away is she?
Well, let's say that you were standing on a street. You saw that on the field to the left. So she's like 30 meters from you. 35
30
maybe.
meters. What's that in? That's 10 yards.
What? 30 meters is like...
30 meters is like
35 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I was converting the wrong way. 1 meter is 1 yard, not.
Plus
Yeah, I was messing with feet. And, yeah. 35 yards. I am not going to do anything because I assume Sally's just about back. I might ask, but I'll ask him when he gets back if he saw it or heard it, and then maybe we'll go together.
All right. As you're seeing Sally, getting back to you, you also see Leopold and Vincent walking from the from the direction of your coach. Gennaro is nowhere to be seen, of course, because as I've said before, he went to the inn. Eventually, you all meet on the street of Trotteldorf. The sky is overcast. It's pretty chilly, and there's this unpleasant dampness in the air. That's sipping through your clothes. The four of you are standing on a muddy road. What's next?
Do I see the woman and Lucas?
Well, you see Lucas. You don't know about what happened to the woman, so.
Yeah, well,
I don't see her on the town.
When they get back, I'm gonna ask them all if any of them heard or saw the crazy woman dancing around just a second ago. And then when I'm also going to further explain to Vincent and Leopold about what just happened with the crazy person prior to that, and then followed by the crazy dancer person. I'm going to tell them that whole story.
All right.
But I don't think I need to roleplay that part.
No.
Considering, yeah.
Lucas tells you everything about what happened.
Okay.
And if Leopold doesn't, I'll tell him what happened with our crazy encounter as well.
By all means, go ahead.
So yeah. So seems like something has plagued this town.
What's
Yeah,
up?
let's
Should
go.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you think we should go check out the lady that
Yeah, that's what I was
just
just going to
collapsed?
say. It might be nice. Yeah, she danced herself into a frenzy and then collapsed on the ground. She's right over there.
Yeah.
We should also start talking to the people who haven't yet gone crazy and see if this is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of look at Lucas scornfully, like, stop knocking out villagers.
Should we maybe try to see if there's some sort of common factor, like check out her house and see if there's like something going on that's gonna be a common factor in all these?
Yeah. I think we should.
Like a witch's hex.
Yeah, we could do that. But yeah, that's
humors.
I think we ought to interrogate some folks, see what's going on.
Yeah. So do we have? So we know where she is. Do we have any clue where she lives, or?
No. Like I said before, every single village hovel in Trotteldorf looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Let's go over there. Maybe she'll come too.
Yeah. Good idea.
Is there anybody conscious and acting normal, kind of on the way that I can?
Well, there are people walking, through the streets here and there. Although there are not that many of them.
I kind of want to pull one aside and be like, "Hey, did you hear that woman?" I'm going to point over to the woman. Like, is this something normal? Does this happen often?
Well,
it doesn't seem like anybody's reacting.
You've pulled a random villager. He looks at you with dumb eyes. Honestly, he says like, "Oh, I don't know, sir. Maybe she's drunk." I'm sorry. I must go. And he goes. He kind of looked like an, he kind of looked like an inbred type of person.
So not the local village scribe.
No, definitely not. Also, Sally, remember what I said. There, you don't see Gennaro.
Well, we were going to the inn, so I assume he's there. Just knowing how he's been lately.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did any of us drink the specialty of the house beer or specialty of the region beer?
Well,
I tried it.
You were
Okay.
you were eating and drinking in the inn.
I refused to.
Except
I ate.
exactly.
Yeah, I ate with
With
at
Alessia.
Alessa's. Yeah.
Exactly.
I recall eating, but I distinctly refused to drink the heated beer or whatever it was that they did to it.
Yeah, I tasted it, but I didn't finish my beer because it wasn't my thing. But
Brian.
I wanted to try.
Brian, do
Yeah.
you want to spend luck point? Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay.
If you say it like that.
Good call. Just let me see. One thing, sorry guys.
If it's not safe in the Empire to sample the local.
Did a potted plant just smash in front of Sally's feet?
Lucas, do you want to spend fate luck point? Yes or no?
I actually suspect that not spending a luck point might end up giving us a clue. So no.
All right. Sean, do you want to spend a luck point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, I rolled exactly the same. All right. Fine. So you're standing on the street.
Well, we were walking towards that lady, but
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, you're standing. Oh, you're all right. You guys are standing on the street. Lucas is walking towards the lady. Lucas, you approach the lady. She's one of the poorer peasants. She has dirty, patched-up clothing. She doesn't have shoes on her legs, for example. Her head is all greasy. You know, there's grime on her face. She's breathing. Although it's a very shallow, weak breathing, but she's breathing all the same.
okay. I am going to see if there's anybody nearby to ask if they know who she is.
No, actually, there's no one around. You're standing on a field to the left.
Okay.
It's the hay field, but there's a thing. You feel you feel unease. Like when you've entered the hay field, you feel unease. Like you can, like the hair on your arms are standing up. Only for a split second, because after that split second, everything returned to normal.
I'm tightly gripping my blunderbuss.
All right.
Lucas was the only one that felt that sensation, right?
Yes.
All
Alright.
right, never mind then. Sorry.
Yeah. Remember, if I'm going to say that each of you feels something, then I'm going to say that each of you or all of you. When I'm saying that only a single character feels that, it means that only a single character feels that.
Yep, understood.
Yeah, I missed the first part.
All right. Like I said, Lucas, the woman is still alive. Although you can see one thing, her feet are bloodied. She must have, during her, manic dance, she must have, I don't know, maybe hit a rock or maybe even stepped on a sharp piece of rock. There's blood mingling with mud and dirt.
Do we all see this?
No, because only he approached her.
Alright.
I'm gonna try to pick her up and get her upright and leaning up against something.
Well, you can lean her against a stack of hay.
Yeah, that's.
Lucas, is it?
But it was
is
the
she dead?
hayfield that it was the hayfield that made me feel uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I'm not going to lean her up against the stack of hay.
All right. Then you can carry her and, for example, lean her against one of the trees, which you can see on the map.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Hey, Lucas, is she alive?
Seems to be she's not breathing well, and her feet are all cut up, but nothing that would cause permanent damage.
Her feet are cut up. I'm just kind of going to look at the ground, see if there's any, if it's rocky or
Well,
or
there are a couple of
soft
rocks
soil.
here and there, just like in every field in the Empire. Although there are not that many of them, after all. Too many rocks on the field means that the field won't produce as many crops as it should. Lucas, you are putting the woman. It's kind of hard to tell her age. She may be around 30 or 40 years old. It's rather hard to tell. You lean her around the tree. She opens her eyes weakly. Looks at you, smiles, and you can hear her humming and then actually singing very quietly. Ring around the rosy, a packet full of posies.
Do her eyes look normal, or are they kind of like crazy person eyes?
Crazy person eyes.
Do I hear this? Singing?
No. She sings very, very quietly. Not only her eyes are crazy, of course, they are very tired from the exhaustion, but she also has this, manic grin on her face. We all
Can I walk up to
fall down.
Yeah. Let's. I suggest that we go over to help Lucas and maybe try to carry this woman to the nearest house and see if they know which house she belongs to.
I'm going to keep my distance, kind of thinking if this could be a plague-related thing.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna back up slowly and because she's acting crazy, so I'm not gonna try to talk to her.
All right, Lucas.
Loud enough for everybody to hear. I want to say we may want to head to the manor because this is like at least the third incident, and heck, one of the peasants thought Leopold was a god. The next peasant could see us as a demon, and that could be very dangerous.
Now, wait, where do you suggest going with this information?
To the manor.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because they're going to look at us and tell us that
now
it's none
you're
of our
talking
concern,
crazy.
and we have been hired. Yeah, well, and we have not been hired to investigate that. We've been hired to find that woman, and that's all they care about. Trying to go to them with this is not. I don't think is going to work out well.
Well, I wouldn't. I'd approach it differently. I wouldn't go there and be like, "Hey, you have crazy people running around the town." I'd go there and, aim the wire.
I still suspect that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I'd rather not have anything to do with the guys in the manor if I can help it, because
we need to find this Katya. I think we should set out in the morning.
I have a gut feeling that this is somehow related. These two things are somehow related.
Yeah.
And I think she might know something that will help solve this problem. Either she's the cause of it, or she is on a one-woman rampage to end it herself. I have a gut feeling that the two are related.
We need to talk to her. I think we're going to get weird information from everybody else.
So, what are we going to do with this lady? Leave her here? Take her to the inn? Take her?
I think we just leave her here.
Okay.
Why?
And as we're walking,
I mean,
why?
Yeah.
Because
She's in her hometown. I think if anybody else recognizes her, and I think they can address it. You know,
Are-
coming into a foreign village and moving people around, being an ambulance agency.
well, and we've already had enough people collapse right around us that, you know, we probably don't need to be drawing attention to that. But also, she seemed loony, so who knows, you know, when she could have a freak out and, you know, claw up our faces or something.
Are any villagers seeing us next to this woman?
No, or if they had, no one is reacting.
I said we leave her here and head over to the inn to make sure Gennaro is sober enough to go do more work.
So you're suggesting we go out and look for this shooter?
Well, yeah. Yeah,
Getting
well,
out of this village sounds like a pretty good idea. I want to put a scarf over my face, kind of as I would for plague.
and I'm going to ask the rest of the group if any of them felt anything weird a couple of minutes ago while I was walking over by that lady. Or if anybody's felt weird near the hay.
Nope.
I didn't.
I had a vision when we first came into the village.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Take my.
I started to give him the side eye. Like,
But that's kind of like saying, yeah, I met Christopher Walken once, and then just not saying anything more about it.
well, see, that's just it. That in that story, though, we were sitting in there talking in the room. He comes walking in, stands there, looks at us, and it's Christopher walking away, and then leaves. That was it. That's the story.
Christopher walking away.
Exactly. The party doesn't stop until I walk in.
Yeah. Well, then he asked us to play Russian roulette, so you know.
Oh, that's.
But yes, yes, I have a funny feeling about this place, and have had so since we've stepped into this village.
What was the vision?
Well, people were being taken down, just falling to their deaths. Flies coming out of them, and a very eerie song being sung.
What was the song?
Something about rings and black roses, people falling. That's all I can remember.
That's what she is saying, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds an awful lot like what this lady was singing.
She was singing?
Oh, yeah.
How did it go?
I repeat the song to the best of my memory.
It's the same song.
I wanted to hear Lucas sing it. Okay, yeah. That sounds like it was. Sounds like what I heard.
Well, time to go.
Yep.
Yep. The priests of Moor didn't seem to have anything to say about it. I talked to him already. So, this isn't... I don't think this is something common to the village.
When we get back to the inn, though, I want to chat with the innkeeper real quick about something.
Okay, just
I want to ask him a question.
Let me make one quick roll. Okay. You're walking towards the inn, and when you're almost halfway there, suddenly someone shouts, "Familiars! They are familiars of the vampire counts! I will stop you, vile fiends!" You see a scrawny-looking villager rushing towards Leopold, brandishing a stake. Like a wooden stake, of course. And shouting something about, staking your heart and killing you for good. I mean, you don't even have to roll. You just, you just blocked his clumsy attack with your left hand and delivered a massive, savage right hook towards his temple. You've actually acted on instinct. Honed after weeks of waging a grim guerrilla campaign against the Ratmen. So you didn't even thought, you just acted on muscle memory. You've knocked the poor man down with a single swipe of your fist. It all took about 2 seconds, tops. He's lying on the ground, a huge bruise on the left side of his head, and you see that the stake was actually just a piece of a fence, just a piece of plank.
Okay.
Yeah.
I walk right past it towards the end.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you fool! I am a vampire hunter.
He of course he's not responding because he's out.
Yeah.
He's out cold, right? So
Yeah. We're done playing nice with these guys. Later, dude.
All right. So you are entering the foaming mug. Immediately you see Gennaro, just drinking from a huge mug full of beer. There's an entire jug of the stuff standing in front of him. It's clear that he's drinking for quantity over quality's sake. His eyes are already glazed, glossy.
I nudge Vincent and walk over to the table.
All right.
I'm gonna follow Sally over.
All right. You are approaching the table. Lucas, what about you?
Yeah, I wanted to go chat with the innkeeper for a minute.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lucas and listen in.
Honest, get up behind Gennaro.
All right.
And then look at Sally.
All right. Lucas, you've approached Remas, the innkeeper. He looks at you and smiles. Oh, welcome. Welcome, my friend. How may I help you this fine day? Maybe something to drink, maybe something to eat?
No, I'm good for now, but I just had a quick question. What does the village here use all that hay they grow for?
Well, good sir, we are mainly, sending it away to the Raven Knights monastery.
Does any of it get used locally?
Of course. There's a baker here, he bakes delicious bread, and we are using our hay and our flour to bake delicious bread and pastries. Oswald the Miller makes the best flour in the area, and he's an honest man as they come. He never adds sand to his product. But why are you asking? Perhaps you would like to buy some bread for your travels?
Oh yeah, potentially. I just I noticed there's a lot of it, and you guys seem to make a lot. I didn't know how much was getting used by the monastery. And we're investigating the whatever that lady's name was. I've already forgotten. The sniper. Yeah, Katya. And I just trying to track down what things are and where they're going, so we can know where to go investigate.
Well, actually, good sir, if you would like to wait, tomorrow will be the All Souls Eve, the day of Festag. At around 6 evening bell, there will be fireworks, and there will be feasting, and many good times will be had.
What was the name? Sorry, for the notes. What was the name of it again?
All Souls Eve, also known as the day of Festag. It will start tomorrow, 6 p.m.
Don't want to be here for that.
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome, you're welcome. Roll for perception, Lucas.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You saw a flash of sadness in the man's eyes as he said, farewell to you. But only for a second. Just so you know. Alright, meanwhile.
Okay.
Vincent and Sally and Leopold, I presume, as well, right?
I was actually I was eavesdropping on Lucas.
Oh, okay. So Vincent and Sally, you're approaching the table at which Gennaro is sitting. Please, by all means.
As we're walking over there, I tell Vincent we need to leave.
All right. So you're okay, Vincent. You've heard that.
Mm-hmm. I kind of just nod.
I'm gonna buy rations, but we need to get Gennaro out of here, and he needs to stop drinking now.
You see that Gennaro is probably, not going to stop drinking anytime soon. Especially with the size of his purse, because he also received, some money when you left Talaheim.
We're heading back to the cart, Gennaro. It's time to get moving.
I'm not going. I lied. The beer is good here.
Beer tastes like piss here.
It's good enough.
You're gonna leave?
It's good enough for me.
You want Sally to leave without you? Because we're going.
Well, he already left without me in Talaheim, leaving me on the mercy of those rat bastards. Maybe you'd like to hear what they were doing to people in those camps, I saw
I'm like gritting my teeth, looking at him.
I saw a 6-month-old baby getting thrown to those beasts. They tore it apart, just to make an example and to punish his mother, who was giving some of her food to other prisoners, including myself.
I knock his drink over and get in his face and say, I saw an entire family get shot to death by those things.
Yeah,
so that we can get some fucking swords.
While you were playing all high and mighty, I was rotting away in the slave camps, making their weapons. You never even came for me, so stop fucking lecturing me. I need another drink. And so basically the man is already drunk as hell. He's making, not so straight line towards the bar. But you see that Remas, the innkeeper, of course, has a face which says that he's not going to sell him any more alcohol. It's like a given at this point.
As he makes his way to the bar, since I'm kind of behind him, I'm gonna kind of grab his shoulders and direct him towards the door.
He pushes you aside. Leave me be.
I'm grabbing his shoulders and I'm gonna force him.
Yeah, me too. I'm jumping in on this.
Make an opposed strength test.
Oh,
One of you with a plus 10% for the second character. Decide which one of you is going to make this test.
You're probably.
Why don't you,
than me.
Sally? It's since you're closest to him.
Sure.
All right, so Sally, your strength plus 10%. Roll.
51.
Oh, that's.
I'm gonna use a luck. I got 2 luck left. Okay, let's go to the bar.
Okay. Basically, you two tried to grab him. He simply shrugged both of you with a single movement of his arms. He's still incredibly strong. Leave me alone! Go back to being heroes of Talaheim. Heroes. And he begins to cry and leaves the tavern.
I'm gonna follow him.
Alright. Of course, every single person who saw that in tavern, in the foaming mug, is suddenly very quiet, and they're looking with this, they're looking at each other with a mix of what the hell actually happened, and just pity, you guess, or at least you hope that it's pity. You're not so sure. The rest of you, Leopold, Lucas, Vincent.
I had a couple questions for the innkeeper.
All right, you approach the innkeeper. He looks at you. He looks at the door. Well, your friend, he obviously does not take to drinking too well. How can I help you?
Yeah, he's acting a little funny since we got in town here. Have you been noticing anything funny going on with people in town lately?
Roll for fellowship.
All right.
Don't worry, you have a high bonus for that.
Okay. I don't know if I have that high.
yeah, you actually have.
Okay.
Well, good sir, ever since Grozny became our bailiff, things went to shitter, as you Imperials sometimes like to say. For example, my place, my inn, is always full of happy people. They like to sing songs and tell bawdy tales, but whenever one of those Kislevites enter, it's all quiet. People are afraid, It's like, Grozny is ruling this place with an iron fist. Old Heinrich Bauer was a better bailiff than Grozny, but he died of a strange disease. My wife is actually his daughter.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Don't tell anyone, he lowers his voice, but she suspects Grozny and Schlecht that they may well have had something to do with her father's demise, but can prove nothing. But please don't tell it to anyone else.
Is she here right now?
Yes, she's in the kitchen. Would you like to speak with her? He looks quite concerned.
Yeah, just for a minute, just to ask her about some things.
Very well. Please wait a second. Here, Gilda, come over here, please. Gilda, the servant, very attractive woman, emerges from the kitchen, wiping her hands from from whatever she was doing there. Yes, husband. How may I help you? This gentleman here wanted to speak with you just for and he looks at you for a very short time, right?
Yes, just a couple of quick questions.
Very well. Please ask me, sir. Ask me about anything you want.
So we've been noticing some strange things going on with some of the villagers here, and it seems like it may be similar things are going on, or similar bad things are going on since the new bailiff came around. Do you think that's true?
You see that her face hardens when you mention the new bailiff. She looks at her husband, who nods. Quietly, she looks at you and says, "Well, sir, I don't have any proof, but I'm almost sure that Leon Grozny and that pet magister of his were responsible for the death of Heinrich Bauer. He was the former bailiff of Trotteldorf, and a very good man, and he was my father."
And I'm forgetting the crazy woman who shot what's his face. Did you know Katya?
Yes, I know her well. Poor girl, everyone knew that she was abused by her husband and his father. I guess she finally had enough. Killed them both in their home. Grabbed her rifle. She's from Hochland, and I don't know. I guess she's dispensing justice. Casimir was a bastard, just like all those Kislevites are. They're cruel, sadistic creatures. I mean, Grozny is the overseer, you know, he's the man on the high horse, but his cronies are just they're beating everyone. They've already killed a few of the villagers when they've beaten them too hard, beaten them to death. The worst is Grigory Fedorovich. He's a bully, he's a drinker, and he likes young girls.
Is that the one that got killed?
No, he's he's the executioner.
Oh, okay.
He's the reeve.
Remind me, did we go to Katya's house yet, or?
Yes, you were. There was a lot of dried blood inside.
Okay, right. Okay. So, do you know? Do you have any idea where Katya might go? Have you, if she, you know, someplace outside of town, or do you know of any place?
Well, I don't know. I guess she hid in the forests around Trotteldorf.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Luigi, Gambini, be easy on those tables. She shouts to her two boys who are, you know, playing in the common room. Those boys, swear to Sigmar. They
and
put me in the grave
one last question. It's kind of a strange one. Does everybody in town here get their flour from the miller?
Well, yes. We only have a single mill, and Oswald the miller runs it for many. You know, has run for many years now.
Okay. Do you get your bread from the baker, or do you bake it yourself?
Well, I mean, sometimes we're getting it from him, but we are getting our flour from him.
From the miller. Okay.
We are actually, well, Trotteldorf is producing a lot of flour, so even with our, even with our, what's the word? Jesus Christ, sorry.
Taxes.
Yeah, taxes for the Raven Knights, there's still enough for us. At least that's one good thing, that we are not starving here, even if we have a monster who rules over us, and the knights don't seem to care.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay,
sir, there's one more thing. Can I
Yes.
ask you? And she looks at her husband, who you see suddenly his eyes widened, but he's saying nothing. I mean, excuse me for saying this, but I can see that you and your friends are the type, you know, are that kind of type of people who can probably defend themselves. Our daughter is missing.
Wait, what?
We have, me and Remas, we have 3 children, Luigi and Gambini. There are those 2 kids you see over there, and we also have a daughter, Isabella. She went missing a couple of days ago. We of course told this to the bailiff, and he promised to take care of it, but we know that he hasn't sent anyone to the woods around the town. I must know that my little girl is safe. Please, can you help us? I mean, we're not rich, but we could pay you whatever we have. Please.
Yeah. No, especially with what we've seen of your local constabulary, that's very concerning. I would like to look into it, and maybe we can also find Katya while we look for your daughter in the woods.
Well, you could try searching. I mean, you could search into places. You could try the apple orchard.
Am I in earshot of this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. The apple orchard is just right across the lake or whatever from us.
I mean, maybe.
Do you think she was taken, or do you think she ran away on her own?
She would have to be taken. She's a very smart, resolute girl. She would never do something as stupid as walk, into the woods by herself. especially since we had problems with beastmen from time to time. The knights usually kill them, but they've always come back. They always came back. I mean, I don't know. Apple Orchard is within the limits of the town, but maybe you could start there. And if not, then maybe you could check the Burguin's Hollow.
Okay.
It's located about 5 miles into the forest southwest of the village. It's hilly and fairly uninhabited. People don't go there because these hills are supposedly haunted by the spirit of Victor von Burgin. He was the one who got burned to death by the Raven Knights of Moor for trafficking in necromancy, along with the rest of his family. I've heard that he had actually a retreat in the hills to research some kind of ancient civilization. It was supposedly a favorite pastime of his. My father told me that when I was a little girl.
It definitely seems like it would be an interesting place to look at, for sure.
If you're going to help us, I would be most grateful, and we would pay you everything we have, please. And you see that, of course, right now she has tears in her eyes. You know, her husband is hugging her, comforting her. It's a miracle that she has not burst into tears just yet. By the way, Lucas, you are also there, of course, still. Just so you know.
Okay.
I think that's quite enough for now, my Ned. And excuse us, my wife needs to rest, says Lemas. Maybe you would like to drink something. It's on the house. I have still that bottle of Averlander Ruby. It's a great wine from Averland, unless you.
I think based on our friend, we've probably had too much drink already.
Oh, he paid for his, just so you know.
Yeah, no. I think it would be crude for us to imbibe, and while he is hopefully sleeping it off. So
very well. So now, excuse me. Perhaps we could speak later.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Just I need to go to the toilet for a.
So I need to get a caffeine break as well.
All right. 5 minutes break, everyone.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Anybody there?
I'm still here.
I'm thinking we should stick with the cart. Like take the cart into the woods looking for Katya, you know what I mean? Or as far as we can anyway. I don't think it's safe to stay in the town.
Yeah, going somewhere 5 miles away, that's an all-day event.
I had to leave the tavern in a hurry, but I wanted to get rations, so I might have to go back like before we leave.
Well, I think we have. Don't we have rations?
Yeah,
Like, they're not
right.
amazing, but I agree we should, work out of the cart and not necessarily out of the tavern.
And maybe we could hunt on the way too, because that's basically. I was just gonna get some meat so I could have like a nice meal instead of just trail food, you know.
Yeah. So, do you think the local law has anything to do with this stuff that's been going on around here? Craziness?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the one of the villagers told Sally that there's the land used to belong to an elector count that was killed by the Raven Guard, and now it's their land. So, yeah, I think something's still going on.
Okay, I'm back.
Me too.
But I intentionally didn't tell Vincent that because, like, the last time Vincent had heard something about necromancy, he charged a zombie dragon, and yeah. So
It worked out
for
just
a
fine.
second. Yeah. We need to talk about it first, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that. Hey, Vincent and I going over and laying the smackdown on a necromancer. Why not?
That's exactly why Sally hasn't told us yet.
Oh, well, now
Because he
now
doesn't
we
want
know.
us to run off like, "Rah, necromancer."
Well, now we're going to save a little girl. Even better. Sally can get behind that.
I don't know about that. Yeah, honestly, like, out of character, if Sally finds out about that, that's basically we could take a piece of the guy's business.
Mhm.
Also,
You know what
I wouldn't let you do that because I don't ever want to return to this godforsaken place ever. But also, I want to seek verification from somebody else that they in fact have a daughter, and this is not another crazy delusion.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Well, if it's a delusion, they're both in on it, apparently. Both the husband and wife, so...
Still,
Unless it's a ruse. It could be a ruse, but I don't think it's what's been hitting the other people.
Hmm.
well, I still want independent verification of their daughter.
Yeah, agreed.
I didn't even think about that. I just figured they were telling the truth. Or we could just go straight to the manor and kill all those dudes.
Quite honestly, that would probably be the fastest solution, but this is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. The odds of that odds of that working are probably pretty low.
Yeah, I know. That's just how I used to solve everything in D&D. It's just let's find the guy who's the head of the village and just kill him.
That's why I
Follow
don't
the waypoint arrows. Then hit whatever's there.
Oh man.
But yeah, like kind of going back, we could go there and kind of inquire to a point where we might get, some kind of response from them. Kind of push a couple buttons, see what how they react to us claiming that there's some craziness going on and it doesn't seem to be affecting them at all.
The only problem I have with that is that to that point they were kind of dicks to us already in the first place. So I honestly, other than just going straight there to kill them, I think any interaction that we have with them is not going to be beneficial to us. That's my opinion. I mean,
were they aggressive towards us in any way? They just offered us a job.
Yeah, but they offered us a job by extorting us, saying they could just hang us and say we did it.
Right, exactly.
Oh.
It was kind of like, we could put you in jail for it because everybody here seems to think that you did it, or you could solve it for us. Yeah, that's how I remember it as well.
Okay.
So essentially, I think what's going to happen is if we show up to them without, solving it, they're going to get in our face about it. And it sounds like they're a bunch of, sadistic perverts. So,
which might be a lead on the missing child.
Yeah, it did cross my mind that the executioner guy in particular would be someone to look at for that. But the added benefit, of going over to the apple orchard is that it's in the vicinity of the mill as well. Although I don't know if that's kind of a red herring to go there and see what's up with, is he putting, ground warp stone into the flour, or what the deal is, or, ground necromantic corpses.
Yeah. Yeah, Vincent's pretty convinced that it's something supernatural since he had that vision, so he's not thinking poison and that type of thing, I don't think. Especially when his vision seems to correlate with that one person's craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think he's thinking poison in the water. He's thinking magic and maybe that magistrate, maybe. Otherwise, something.
But you were thinking necromancy in the first place, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Well, because
just something supernatural, as in magic or curse.
Mm-hmm.
Not
because that was what she was saying, is that there's a clearing to the south west that is supposedly the site of where this magic-y guy that they killed used to live.
I'm back.
Yeah.
You're a hero?
Yep, I think so.
I think so.
Hey, by the way, quick question, Michael. And obviously, I'm sure this requires a roll of some sort. Would I know, like, what he was telling us they use that hay for?
Mm-hmm.
Would that seem right? Because, I mean, I'm no farmer myself, out of character, but I didn't think people used hay and making, wheat making bread and such.
Well, I mean, I've used hay as a general term for, for grain. So to speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was my bad. Sorry.
Isn't the grains make the bread and then the stalks make the hay,
Well,
or something like that?
if you look to the map,
Yeah.
there's hay field, there's oat field, there's barley field.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And there's rye field, and you can of course make bread from rye, which I actually very like a lot.
Mhm.
Because rye bread
As well
is
as oats and
delicious.
barley.
Yeah.
Yeah, barley for beer, naturally, right?
You can make bread out of barley. It's just not very good.
Oh, yeah. And oats are, of course, oats you can eat with water, with milk, or you can add it to bread.
Mhm.
But
So-
they're making rye bread in Trotteldorf. Sorry.
Yeah. Which is where the fungus likes to grow.
Well,
to make ergot.
actually, funny thing, I'm not sure if the author of this adventure, if he didn't reference Skullduggery. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie.
No.
No.
It's an extremely obscure movie from the 80s essentially about the dangers of role-playing games. And there's Trottleville in that movie. It's like a small American town, where a bunch of nerds play D&D, and one of them becomes possessed by a demon or something, and he goes on a rampage and kills a lot of people. It's an absolute comedy gold. I swear to God, it's so badly shot, edited, and acted that if you are watching it with a bunch of friends and you are all drunk, it's the best comedy movie ever. And by the way, the actress, the lead actress who starred in that movie, also starred in the Tom Hanks movie about role-playing games. I don't remember the title, but
I was trying to remember too. But the Tom Hanks one is the one I'm familiar with. It was a common thing in the late 70s, early 80s that D&D players were devil worshippers.
Exactly, Jack Chick and his comic books.
No, I still have to deal with that with some of my crazy Southern family members.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I had a girlfriend a few years back who, she didn't like any of the elf stuff, any of the fantasy stuff, because for her it was devil worship as well. Well, not that she, of course, told me not to play it, but she often told me that she does not like it. Yeah. Well. Anyway, watch Skullduggery or Duggery or whatever it's called. It's
Skullduggery.
Awesome. Yeah. There are jesters there and guys who dress like bunnies or bears, and there's a janitor with a tic-tac-toe on his back who doesn't do anything. It's actually pretty fun. Anyway,
it's so bad it's good.
Yes, it's excellent. I mean, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Just watch it. You'll thank me later. Anyway, we are going back. Brian, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent. Sally, you've walked after Gennaro. He walks, towards the wagon. He's sobbing loudly. What's your plan?
I'm just following him. I'm not gonna be aggressive or anything.
All right. You boys?
Should we tell Sally what we're doing and then head over to the orchard?
Sure. If I'll kind of hurry out and stick my head.
I'm pretty
out
much
the
going to
door.
the cart anyway.
Okay, well, we just want to tell, because I don't think you heard any of the info, so we're just going to tell you what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right, so you are running after Sally.
Yeah.
You've caught up with him rather easily. Yeah, you see that Gennaro is, of course, walking further and further away. But
I want to keep him in sight, though. If he starts getting too far, I'm going to keep walking. They can walk and talk.
Okay.
Just say we've heard some things about the miller and that the innkeeper's daughter is missing. So we're gonna go check those things out. You can keep an eye on Gennaro if you want, or you can come with us.
We can have a.
Where do you want me to meet
look
you?
after him in the cart.
Yeah, I want to get that settled and then I'll meet you.
Okay, we're gonna. What do you say we go to the Millers first and check it out, and we can ask them about, hey, do you know what happened or have you about verify the daughter thing, and then go to the orchard, and then conceivably go to the clearing to the southwest. I don't know what time of day it is anymore.
It's early evening.
Okay.
If the temple is on the way, I may want to
head in
there and see if any more corpses have shown up.
Mein Herren! You hear a voice, and you see a villager, a completely random villager. He runs to you. Mein Herren! I saw him! I saw the ghost of Victor von Burgein, the cousin of Dietmar von Burgein, burned to death in von Burgein's hollow! He has returned to punish us! Ah! And he runs away.
Okay, there you go, Von Burgein's Hollow. That's the one. That's the place we're talking about.
Now
remember,
I'm only gonna be about 15 minutes behind you, and I'm not staying here tonight. I'm staying at the wagon. So.
All right. Well, we're gonna go to the mill.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
So you're walking towards
What
the
was
mill.
the name of the what was the name of the ghost that the guy said he saw?
Von Burgheim.
Victor von Burgheim, cousin of Dietmar von Burgheim.
What was the first name?
Uh,
I thought you said a first name too. I'll just go with
yeah,
Von Berg.
Victor
Yeah, okay.
von Burgruin. Sorry, it's Burgruin. The
Burgruin.
cousin. He said, I have seen the ghost of Victor von Burgruin, the cousin of Dietmar von Burgruin, burned to death in von Burgruin's hollow. He has returned to punish us.
At least you didn't say Victor Von Doom.
Fortunately no. Fortunately not.
It's pronounced Frankenstein.
I almost bought that on Blu-ray in October, and because it was on sale, and I kicked myself for not.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a must-have.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you're walking towards the mill. You see that the mill is a solid-looking building made primarily from stone. You can see a set of stone ovens outside of it. There are a couple of children playing outside. As you are walking towards it, they spotted you and they've quickly run indoors. Roll for perception. How did it went?
Assuming there's no modifiers, I pass.
Okay. Leopold? Yeah.
Yeah, I passed that by like 51.
You saw a couple of bruises on a few of the children's arms and faces.
Hmm.
Anyway,
are they gone already?
yeah. As you are approaching the door, you see a man walking outside. He's a middle-aged man in green shirt and brown breeches. He's got shortly cropped brown hair and a mustache. He's in pretty good shape, actually. But
pretty good shape as in rich, or pretty good shape as in works out?
Works out.
Okay.
Or at least he's not fat. He's actually rather slim. He walks towards you. There's no smile on his face. But you know. He doesn't need to smile, right? I'm Oswald, he says. Who are you and why are you scaring my children?
We're not scaring your children. We're just walking up here to talk to you.
As he approached you, you can clearly see that the clothes he's wearing are good quality. Actually, the man is rich for sure.
I introduced myself. Say we're here on the authority of again whatever the bailiff's name was.
Leon.
There's too many names. Yeah. We're investigating. Was it Katrina? Was her name
Katya?
Katya. Yeah, Katya. And we want to ask you a few. We want to ask you a few questions about the situation.
Very well.
We have some evidence that she may have been in the hayfields, and we're not sure what. Have you noticed anything different with the hay that you use in your mill lately?
Oswald, who are you talking to? You can hear a voice, a young woman's voice from behind him. And as you look in that direction, you can actually see a fairly pretty young woman looking through the door. The man looks at her. Get back inside, you stupid bitch! Can't you see I'm speaking to strangers? Inside now! No, she said something like that, and hid inside.
Leopold starts fingering his club handle.
Yeah,
The nerve of women these days.
You don't really need to roll to see that she had one black eye. So, what was
Alright.
that about that Katya girl? I haven't seen her in a long time. I've heard that she killed her husband and his father. Yeah, that's the problem with women these days. They don't know where their place is. Fortunately, I'm teaching mine where her place is, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, anyway,
So-
I haven't seen her, so tough luck here.
But you haven't noticed anything with the with the hay or anything though. We're afraid that she might be planning something with that.
No, I haven't. Why would I? I'm
Because
just-
you process it at your mill. We just thought we'd check.
Well, I haven't seen anything strange. I'm only processing, the flour, and I'm also making cider. Perhaps you would like to buy a bottle from me. Very good cider. I'm also in charge of the fireworks during our festivals. I was actually known, I was studying in the gunnery school for a short time.
Which
no
one?
you say?
Yes, it was a few years back. Anyway,
Question, sir.
yes.
We've been witnessing a lot of unusual performances by the villagers.
Like what?
They seem to be going crazy, doing random things, accusing people of being extraordinary folks. Is this something that happens frequently, or
Oh, probably it's about those cotters. Not enough meat in their meals. Makes them weak, I say.
doesn't have any relation to this holiday? People seem to act a little differently. Tommy?
No, I don't think so. I don't know really. I'm not speaking much to other people here. Peasants, all of them. Perhaps if they would work harder, then they would have more to put on their plates and would not feel so ill.
Seems like they've been working plenty. If the tribute to the knights is always met, and they seem rather, well fed.
He just looks at you. If that's all, I actually have some work to do.
I got one more question for you. Do you know the innkeeper and his family very well?
I sometimes go there for a drink or two.
Mhm.
But no, I'm not speaking to him. He's from some faraway country, and he dresses strangely. I don't like them foreign folk that much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. I'm gonna try to shut Leopold. Leopold up. Kind of give him the eye to let him know we need to just go ahead and leave.
Weren't we going to find out if they really do have a daughter?
We'll do that later, not with him.
All right, cool. All right. Oh, good day, sir.
Thank you. You too. Have a nice day.
And then I whisper to Lucas, that guy's going to get a hammer in his noggin if he's not careful.
Oh,
That I
one
have
more thing, sir.
Yes.
The Xathrodox, how have
Yes.
they been treating you lately?
Good.
Good relationship with them?
What the fuck do you mean?
Well, it seems like some of them can be pretty brutal to the villagers. I was just wondering how
I'm
your
an
relationship...
honest man, and I work hard, so they're not treating me unfairly.
Very well.
That's the thing that most of people here don't understand. If they would be working hard, then they would not get the lash. But they're a bunch of sorry-ass lazy bums. I say it's good that they are receiving a beating from time to time. When someone receives a beating, it usually sets him up straight,
Yes, I do know.
That's how you...
Okay, well, thank you for your time. We'll be leaving now. I'm going to try to pull them both away.
Excellent. He walks inside the mill.
We need to keep an eye on that guy.
He set his mill on fire.
Or we can figure out how to frame him for some of these crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sally,
See if he thinks that the Kislevite beatings are deserved, and that kicks.
Sally, you've made sure that Gennaro walked all the way back to the wagon. You see that he went inside. He's probably going to sleep.
I'm gonna go up in there and just sit there for a minute.
You're walking inside?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, as you walked inside, it's like, the stench is horrible. Mainly because you haven't bathed in a couple of days, maybe longer. And Gennaro is essentially steaming with alcohol. So...
Is
yeah.
he passed out?
Well, he's sleeping. He's snoring loudly, he's sleeping.
I'm gonna tell Alessia to keep an eye on him
She
until
just
we get
looks
back.
at you and says, "Your boy took a bottle of kvass from me while we were on the road. He thought that I haven't spotted that, but I had. You owe me a bottle. You owe me a bottle of vodka, halfling."
I've got you. You know that. Keep your own alcohol close. I'm gonna pour out the rest real quick.
I am keeping it close. Poor boy, I will pray to Dras for him. May his light take away that horrible sickness of his. And with that,
I'm gonna have to have a talk with him when he wakes up.
From my experience, and my people know about this problem very well, speaking to someone does not usually end things. Just saying, if he decides that he doesn't want to get better, you're not going to make him.
Well, you also come from a much colder part of the world than I do, and
It's not about the cold. It's about the attitude and experiences. This is a sneaky predator. First, you drink a single cup before going to bed. Then you drink 2. Finally, you can't sleep without drinking 5.
that's pretty much how it works where I come from as well.
Well,
But
this thing does not care about the borders or language barriers. Our priests sometimes tell us that this is a test of the ancient widow. That's what we call our land, Kislev, the ancient widow. She judges us by sending hardships towards our way. Be it Kiazak from the north, or the greenskins from the mountains to the east, or an urge to drink yourself into oblivion. It matters not. If you're strong enough, you will succeed, you will persevere. If you're weak, then you're just another body laying in the oblast, waiting for the wolves to strip your bones bare of the flesh.
I kind of joke with her and say, "When did you start talking this much?"
I guess sometimes even I need to speak to someone. Thank you, halfling.
I tip my hat. I appreciate the advice.
She nods her head. But she's not smiling, she never smiles.
That would be too much.
You're returning to... you're going to the orchard, where the rest of the guys are heading, right?
Yeah. Or I was going to the mill, I thought.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
probably meet up with him before we go to the
booze is
orchard.
not Alessia's.
Alright, so the rest of you are waiting for Sally, or you are going somewhere?
Well, if we were supposed to meet at the mill, we would,
All right.
Yeah.
Probably go a little far.
Well,
we
actually,
leave his
actually-
property, then meet with him.
Mill is right next to Orchard. If you can see it on the map, it's number 8, and
Yeah.
Orchard is number 10.
Right.
Anyway, eventually you all meet near the mill. You see Sally is returning. Sorry, has returned. Please, roleplay.
Hey, Sally, how's Gennaro?
Gene is sleeping it off. I need to have a talk with him when he wakes up.
Mhm.
If you're keeping your own personal booze, keep it close for the next few weeks. I poured out everything at the wagon. If any of it was yours, let me know. I'll reimburse you.
Not to my knowledge, but I'm sorry to see it go to waste. Oh well.
So am I.
You could have brought it here and we could have drank it.
Then he'd be really mad when we got back.
Wouldn't he be mad if he found it all dumped out?
We could have used it for Molotov cocktails as we bombed the Miller. Yeah, so I make sure to mention to Sally that if we have to frame anybody, that the Miller is a good person to do so.
Why's that?
He's an
He
asshole.
beats his wife and kids. Like, really beats.
Did you see his wife?
Yeah, big black
Yeah.
guy.
She
Are you
had
sure
a ring
she was
around the
white?
rosy.
And not the girl we're supposed to be looking for?
Well, we were just checking out a line of inquiry about the mill and the grain, but we're going to check out the orchard right now and see what we can see.
Yeah. But by the way, how many kids did we see playing when we approached?
I thought it
4.
was 2. Oh, 4.
4?
Yeah.
For when we get a chance, I also want to see confirmation that he in fact has 4 children.
All right.
Once we get a
Yeah, I
chance.
kind of want to confirm she's not the one we're looking for.
She seemed like a wife.
Yeah, she was.
Like
She was
they
an adult.
communicated like they were. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like, here's my child bride.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're standing next to the mill. What
Well,
now?
we're kind of. I think now we go look around the orchard real quick.
Mm-hmm. See if we can do some tracking or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're making our way to the orchard. It's not far from here. Actually, as you're approaching the orchard, you can smell something in the air, and it takes you a few seconds to actually realize what it is.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's a sweet smell of decaying fruit.
They remind us of the decaying flower smell.
No, actually, it's
Okay.
it's
So
a bit
actual
worse.
rotten fruit. Oh,
Yeah.
worse. Better.
Well, I mean, it's like you're entering a field full of decaying apples or peaches.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not very pleasant. You're walking through the trees. Among the trees, between the trees, the
Yes.
fruit trees, and you can see one thing: they are all sick. There are those strange, well, for lack of a better word, tumors, you could say, on their trunks.
Black knot.
Yeah, their hides are black, and the trees, the fruit hanging from them, apples. After all, the miller said that he was also making cider. They are all decaying. Now, each one of you roll for intelligence.
If there's anything necromancy related that we may have come across.
If anybody bought his cider, you should pour that out too.
Nope.
13.
All right. The rest of you, Andrew. Okay, so now it's only time for Brian.
Sean, you passed.
Yeah, I passed.
Yeah, I passed.
Yeah. Oh, Lucas, you are just too transfixed on the trees. The rest of you, Sandy, you have that realization It's winter. Why the fuck are there apples in winter hanging from the trees? And as you thought about that, suddenly a wind blows through the orchard. The sky, overcasted as it was, grows even darker. The clouds begin to roll over the firmament, whatever, and they change color from storm gray to sickly purple, like the color of bruised flesh. You can hear flies in winter all around you. They are buzzing. They are buzzing like crazy, and that buzzing quickly turns into song.
We should find shelter.
The familiar song. Ashes, ashes. And as you look around you, first of all, there's this haze between the trees.
I'm assuming I didn't make the connection with the winter, but I do see all this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
okay.
as you saw all this, then the connection immediately, began apparent. As you look around you, you can't see the village anymore between the trees. There's this haze, it's not fog. It's flies. Thousands of flies blocking the view. Buzzing like crazy. And the buzzing turns into singing. The singing comes from... It sounds like it comes from a diseased, decaying throat.
I'm gonna make the sign of the hammer.
And then the trees begin to open. Not far from you, 5 meters from you actually, the nearest tree... Sorry, actually make it 7 meters. The nearest tree, it opens, just like that. Like if someone would cut the trunk with a knife from top to bottom.
Oh, so it splits?
Yeah. And a figure emerges.
Hammer time.
The figure is humanoid in shape. Tall and gangly, with thin arms and huge protruding belly. The skin is covered in pustules and boils. You can see intestines through the open wounds that it has. But it's the head.
I'm aiming my
Wait.
blunderbuss.
Wait.
Alright.
The head is the worst. It has a single eye, a yellow eye, like someone who's been sick with his bladder for a very long time, and over that eye is a single horn. It looks at you, smiles, and it raises a short, what looks like an iron sword, broken at the tip. At the base of the blade, there is a single rune of 3 linked circles. Box conserve. Box. And essentially it begins to chant the names of various sicknesses and ailments. And does so while rushing you.
Okay.
For a thing that's almost... Well, this thing should not exist, that's your first thought. Because there's this haze around it, like it's not exactly here, but it's also here at the same time. It's like the reality is fighting to get rid of this thing, but it's just too stubborn to die. It rushes towards you, sword held high, and attacks. First of all, everyone rolls for fear.
Okay, what's that again?
Willpower.
Willpower.
Will resistance to chaos help?
No. Lucas, you're standing your ground. You saw worse things. You've seen worse things.
I'm rolling.
Brian, on the other hand...
Oh. I'm going to use a luck point to...
Alright.
I don't want to run away.
I super am motivated because I have stout-hearted as well.
Yes.
I got a
Vince-
minus.
there we go.
I got a -2
Yes.
I did not
my
pass
dice roll.
Yeah.
But you did not botch this one either.
Yeah.
Everyone except Sally is standing their ground. You saw worst things in Talheim. Although no, you haven't. That's the thing. Deep in your minds, you
We
know,
saw those
and-
freaky zombies, so...
deep in your mind,
The-
you know that this is
The haunted house, yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
saw-
this is the worst thing that you ever saw. And then Leopold and Vincent, you remember from way before the haunted house and the supernatural horror that you found in the attic. And it's the same sense of dread. This thing produces the same sense of dread as that monster did. While you, Sally, you remember a village, a small village in Talheim, and a horrible creature dressed in long, decaying furs and armed with wickedly sharp claws. It was so long ago that you've almost forgotten it, but this thing reminded you of that. Very well, it's initiative time.
Alright.
And what's initiative again? That's
Agility plus 1d10.
okay. So
Alright. Alright.
agility. Sorry, I've got too many stinking windows open for the taking notes. Where is the dice rolling thing?
Well, you have an initiative thing underneath your fate points.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, if you just scroll down, it says initiative, and then it should have your...
Awesome.
And you just press that, and it'll add the 10 for you.
Thank you.
Alright, so we have Lucas 50, Leopold 56,
Yep.
Jason 53, and Sally.
68.
Okay.
And then mine's actually -5 because I'm in full mail.
Okay, so Vincent is like 50.
Oh, wait, there's a minus for full mail?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had
48.
too.
So
Minus how much?
5.
5.
So you're
Oh, okay, then I would be 51.
51. Alright.
Yeah,
I've
I'll put this modifier in.
Is there a modifier for leather?
No.
63 then.
63. All right. So Lucas and Vincent, who has higher base agility?
I've got an agility of 48.
That's higher than me.
All right, Lucas, you can act first. The thing is
Okay.
rushing towards you. Well, it's not screaming. It's like gurgling out names of various diseases and other horrible things, like in a constant litany of filth. What's your plan?
I want to draw my weapon,
Okay.
which that's a half action, right?
Yes.
And
If you
then
have-
I guess,
Yeah.
and then I guess I want to kind of try to sidestep so he's not coming right at me.
All right. So let's make it a free action, the sidestep, and
Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna wait to see what he does at that point.
okay, but
Because I can't attack him, right? I mean, am I too far away to attack him, or
you can countercharge him if you want.
not particularly?
All right.
Just so you're aware, and it should be aware to everybody, I've been carrying my handgun with me
All right.
since last session.
Okay, so Lucas, you've essentially drawn your weapon, sidestepped to the left, and you're waiting for the creature to do what it wants to do.
To essentially get past me so I can hit him from the back.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's probably not going to. I mean,
Okay.
it sees what you're doing.
Okay, in that case, can I go into a defensive stance?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can. So now it's Vincent's time.
Sean should be going before me.
Yeah, sorry, it's Sean. Sean's. Actually, Sean should be first. Okay, sorry, Sean.
Oh, should I be first or should? Oh, but Sally's not moving.
Sorry. So it's in that case. Let's make it that Sean will be second. Sorry, Sean.
It's okay.
Okay, so you're second. What are you going to do?
I am going to draw my sword and hammer, and I assume that will leave me with nothing to do. But can I get into like a defensive stance?
Do you have quick draw?
Probably not.
Because half action for you draw each weapon with half action, essentially.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then I'll just do that.
All right.
I'll draw my weapons.
You've drawn your weapons. You're ready to receive the charge of this vile fiend. Now we have Vincent.
If my visor on the helmet isn't already down, I'm gonna drop it, then go to full cock on the handgun.
All right.
If I can aim for a half action and then hold for hold action a half action?
You want to shoot next turn, essentially, right?
Well,
you can do that.
I want to react to yeah.
Well, I mean,
so
if it will charge you now, you won't be able to discharge your weapon. If that's what you're asking.
Well, that's what I meant by if I do a hold action, can I fire if he decides to charge me?
No, because the hold action essentially it means that you're not making any actions right now, but you're making your actions at the end of the whole phase.
Oh, okay.
So,
well then
if you want to fire, you should probably fire now, is what he's saying, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Then that's what I'll do. I'll aim and then fire.
Okay.
Half action aim.
All right. Do you have quick draw?
No, but I'm assuming I've been carrying the rifle.
Well, you've been carrying the rifle on your back.
I would not have been. I think my hands. Ever since we came back, I would have been at the ready, or I had it at
Roll D10. 1-5 says that you were carrying it in your hands. 6-10 that it was in your back.
I guess
It's in your back.
It's on your back.
I mean, even in a village like this, walking around with your weapon unsheathed or in your hands would freak people out, essentially.
Well, yeah, I armored up back at the carriage, so
yeah.
I knew something was up, so I would have had it at least shouldered.
Sure, but even if you have it shouldered, you still need to unstrap it, aim,
okay.
cock, fire. It takes time.
All right.
All right. So what you're doing now is that you can take the rifle out and shoot without aiming. You can do that.
Okay, I will do that then.
Excellent. You're quickly unshouldering you've quickly unshouldered your weapon, aimed, well, kind of, and fired towards this horrible thing. Ballistic skill. Minus 10% because this thing is hard to target.
Oh, really? Crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
That happened with the first demon I fought.
Oh.
Beat the shit.
I suggest luck, because that's a gem.
I'll use a luck.
Alright.
Sure. Let me mark that down. Hey.
You've managed to hit it with perfect accuracy, right in the creature's shoulder. A roll for damage. It's 2d10.
I'm just gonna click 2d10 twice.
All right. First 10. Well, 7 it is. What's the strength of the handgun? 4?
Yes. I believe so.
So it's 7. No, it's 11. Sorry.
Yes.
All right. You've hit the creature. The bullet tore straight through its arm. It didn't even flinch or howled or roared in pain. It just keeps coming. But you saw for a split second that it, like, blinked, but then continues to run. Despite its shabby look, its obvious wounds and diseases, it continues to run. And now I'm going to see who it's going to attack. There are 4 people. It goes towards Leopold.
How did I know?
Yeah. It charges you.
Come at me, bro.
And it swings its horrible weapon towards your leg.
I will, if I may, attempt to dodge blow.
Of course. Or you can parry. It's up to you.
Let me take a look real quick. Parry's off my weapon skill. Dodge blow.
It's agility based, of course.
Dodge blow is off agility?
Yeah.
Okay. My agility is marginally better, so I will dodge blow. Yoink.
Oh!
Woohoo!
You've managed to avoid the blow without any problems, but there's one problem. The flies. The flies around this creature are so thick, and it seems like they are almost semi-intelligent, that they are actually obstructing your view. They are, crawling into your nose, into your eyes, into your ears, and I mean each and every single one of you, because you are standing, after all, rather close to each other. Alright, so now we have new turn. Sally, try to compose yourself. Willpower.
It's willpower, right?
Yeah, willpower roll.
Hey.
You've managed to break the
Exactly.
You managed to break the fear. Next round you'll be able to act normally.
Okay.
Right now we have Lucas.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
So I'm assuming I'm in striking range now.
Yeah, let's say that.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, actually, you need to. You need to make a move and attack, because you said that you were taking your step to the left.
And so moving in is what, a half action?
Yeah, let's say that is half action. Oh, sorry. Also, Sally and Lucas, because it's your you've been first. Roll for perception, please.
Okay.
Eye based.
Botch.
All right. All right.
I have 1 luck point left, and I want to use it if I'm about to get my head chopped off. So I'm
Wait. Didn't you have how many fate points do you have?
I have 3, but I have luck, so I have 4 luck.
You have 3 luck.
Yeah.
You have 3 fate points.
Yeah. We got 4, right?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you gave us 2 fate points for the.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it was a while back. I haven't remember. All right, sure. Well, you decide. You want to spend your luck or not?
No, not for this.
All right. Cool. So, Lucas, what are you planning to do?
So I guess I'm going to move in and make an attack.
All right. You're approaching the creature. You raise your weapon. You're using a sword, right?
It's a hatchet, but yeah.
All right. You raise the hatchet. You try to strike it down, but the flies are so thick around it that it's hard to aim. It means that you are attacking with a minus 10% modifier.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
You've managed to strike, to land a blow. The creature will try to dodge. And I think it might. No, roll for damage.
Hold on. See, that's what's a. And damage is just a
D10 plus your strength bonus.
D10 strength bonus. Okay. One. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
No problem.
Like I said, I'm on a laptop with way too much stuff open. 11.
All right.
With the strength bonus.
You've slashed its arm open. There's no blood. There's only pus and some other foul substances coming out from its wound. It didn't even react to your strike. Now it's Leopold. Sean. Sean.
Sorry, muted.
Oh,
sorry, muted. I was laying it down, but you know.
All right.
So Leopold says, by the name of Sigmar, I will smite thee. I want to do 2 attacks.
All right.
On this dude with my gladius.
All right, excellent. You have 2 attacks.
Yes.
All right, great.
That would be a miss.
First, missed completely. Second one.
Yeah.
Well, you do have a plus.
Plus 10 for now, right now, but it's like minus 10, so it
minus 10
evens out. All right.
Okay,
First, it blocked on its rusty iron sword, but the second one you've managed to actually land successfully. Roll for damage.
D10 plus 4.
Yep.
Yoink. Take that. 8 points total.
You've slashed open its rotten belly. Lumps of entrails came out, but to your horror, they like disappeared before they even managed to hit the ground. The thing is almost translucent now. It looks like to you, like the reality itself wants to, well, kick it out back to whatever hell spawned it, but the creature will not go out, will not go down so easily. Vincent.
Okay. The handgun is a 2-handed weapon, but can I hold it with one hand and draw my pistol?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So drawing the pistol would be a half action?
Yes, unless you have quick draw.
I do not.
All right.
And then I'm going to.
Remember that 2 of your friends are fighting it.
Yeah, that's. So I think I'm going to take an aiming action.
All right.
And then that's it.
You've grabbed your handgun in one hand, took out your pistol, aimed, and you were prepared to fire. The creature.
Mumbling a little prayer to more.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Leopold and Vincent, you also check perception. As a free action, so you know.
Oh, perception? Okay.
Yeah. Alright. Alright. In the corner of your eyes,
Yes.
you think you see movement to your left and right, but that's it. Alright, the creature, now. Let's see who the creature is going to attack. Vincent, it's going to attack you.
Does he have to pull away from combat?
No, because it vomits.
Oh.
It opens its mouth, and a stream of corruption flies towards you. You're completely surprised. Now let me see just one thing. Leopold, be so kind and roll dodge blow. I mean
Okay.
agility,
Okay.
because the thing is vomiting in a way that it will hit you with that.
I gotta run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna spend a luck point on that.
Excellent.
Did you mean to say Leopold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting hit with the spray if I'm not careful.
Yeah. You've ducked just in time. The horrible stream flew right over your head. You can smell the foul, acidic stench of it, and it flies towards Vincent. Vincent, agility roll, please. Minus 10% for you.
Would this be a dodge blow or just straight agility?
Yes, you can dodge blow.
Okay. Okay, so minus 10 is still a
Yeah.
success.
You've managed to dodge it just in time. All right, and that would be it. If not, for the rest.
What just happened with the vomit? You got hit?
It missed completely.
Okay.
Who passed the perception test?
That was me, Leopold. Yeah.
All right. Only you?
Yes.
I believe so.
Only Leopold.
All right. So Leopold, you're not surprised. And by the way, they are first in initiative. When you see a couple of diminutive figures emerge from between the trees, the rotten apple trees, and while giggling insanely and humming merry songs, they rush towards you. They look like blobs of filth. Small, fat. Every single one of them looks different. One has 3 eyes, the other, couple of horns on its head. They are all the size of a small dog, really, or maybe a small child.
Mhm.
They giggle insanely, and they run towards each and single one of you. Sally, you're getting hit from the back because you've botched.
Okay.
So what this means is that one of them jumped on your back and begins to bite you. Now, let's see. Let's start with Sally. Okay. Let's roll. Fortunately, the creature's tiny claws can seem to penetrate your armor, but you can smell the horrible stink coming from it. But the worst thing is that it actually sinks into your ear. It sings some kind of obscene, parody of a tavern song about a fair maiden who's dying in a gutter because she fell ill from the pox. Now, the rest of you. Leopold, you can dodge. Yours.
Okay. I will do so.
Fortunately, this creature, it rushed towards you, but you were prepared, and you simply landed a powerful kick on its head. The thing squealed and blinked out.
Nice.
Disappearing completely. Andrew and Jason, yours are also attacking you. Fortunately for you, Lucas, you've managed to act on instinct and block the oncoming strike without even, seeing your assailant. Yeah, being a leader of the guerrilla force really has its perks. And you, Vincent, you've also managed to jump away from the creature just in time. You were alerted by Leopold's scream. Right. And by the way, like I said before, they are higher in initiative than you are.
Right.
Because their base agility is actually pretty insane. but right now it's Sally. Remember, Sally, you have one clinging to your back.
What do I roll to get it off?
I guess by making either an agility test or opposing strength test. But agility test will be hard.
I'll do agility.
All right. Agility minus 30 then.
Minus 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Nope.
you're trying to get it off, but it clings to your back and sings merry songs. It doesn't give a shit. Right now, we have Lucas. What are you planning to do?
I'm going to do an all-out attack on the larger thing.
All right.
Hold on, I'm still busy typing. Okay, so an all-out attack, that's... hold on, let me flip back to that page. The book.
It's
Okay.
plus 20%.
Plus 20,
Yeah.
but I'm at a negative, right? So
Minus 10. But
so
how,
still plus 10%.
yeah,
right?
but how many people are fighting with the bigger creature?
Oh,
Like, Leopold is fighting with it, right?
yeah, and Vincent.
No,
Yeah.
Leopold.
Vincent is firing. So it's like plus 10% for Leopold, plus 20% for all-out attack, minus 10% for the flies.
So I'm at a plus 20%.
Yeah, so it's plus 20%. You
And I
managed
pass
to,
easily.
yeah, you've managed to raise your weapon. The thing will try and dodge. It failed. Roll for damage. By the way, is that a double-handed axe or not?
No, it's just a hatchet.
All
A
right.
double-handed axe. Got lost with the donkey.
All right.
I hit for 9.
Great. Let me just check something very quickly. Okay, so oops. Second was not needed. You've managed to land a terrible blow. The thing actually disappeared for a split second, but then reappeared. Although you can see almost everything behind its form. It's still here, but it's almost gone. Okay, right now we have Vincent. Yeah, we have Vincent after. No, sorry, it's Lucas. So we have Leopold.
Yep. I'm going to stabby stab.
Stabby stabby.
Because I want this guy dead. Oh, oops, I went too far. There we go.
Sorry, by the way, I just remember one thing.
What's that?
Lucas should not have that bonus. I mean, you've still managed to hit it because you had like great roll, but it only works if you are like 2-1, and each of you has another assailant on you.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And this actually cancels the bonus, so it's like you should have only 10% for the all-out attack, but you still managed to roll like 0-7, so you know it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So anyway, Leopold, you actually only have minus modifier for the flies.
Right. And I shouldn't have because mine threw itself under my foot for some reason, right? So I'm still 1-on-1 with the.
Yeah, you said
Guard.
he kicked his out of existence.
Yes.
So he is 1-on-1.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So yoink, that would be a hit. And do you want me to do damage first?
Actually,
Or
I
do you want-
haven't. Well, roll is actually.
It hasn't showed up on our end
Yeah.
yet.
But I mean, I believe you, Sean. So roll for damage.
Okay, that's weird. It didn't show up because I rolled.
Now we did.
Okay, I rolled 7. All right.
Yeah.
Damage.
Le damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
Sigmar's Fury.
All right. You don't need to re-roll unless you want to.
No.
Essentially, the creature, as it materialized back, you thrust your weapon, up front, so that when the creature materialized, it materialized with your sword in its head. And
Nice.
who's watching TV in the background?
It's an echo.
Oh,
I think it's an echo of somebody on speakerphone.
all right. Brian?
That wasn't me.
Okay, sorry. Sorry for the accusation. All right, whatever. What it meant, Leopold, was that the creature simply dissolved as
Nice.
it materialized with your sword in its head. It turned into a puddle of black goo which sank into the ground and disappeared. The flies are still here, but there are noticeably fewer of them. However, the little things are also still here.
Okay.
Vincent. Sorry. What's that?
Well, I guess maybe since I don't know if I have a move with my second attack or whatever.
No.
I would if I don't.
No. I mean,
Okay.
you would towards your assailant, but since you've kicked it to death, then you don't.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, Vincent, you're up.
All right. Well, I've got an assailant on me. Can I shoot them with the pistol then?
Yes, for -10, -20%, because there are also flies around this creature, and you need to switch targets.
Okay, so I lose my aiming.
Yeah.
I think at that point, since he's on me, I'm going to.
Actually, let me see quickly one thing. -30 because it's a very small target. Sorry.
All right. Well, I'm going to not shoot. Pistol is still on a lanyard, so I'm going to drop that and just draw my sword.
All right. You've dropped the pistol. You drew your sword. Yes, that's
Do
it.
All right. Is that it? Okay.
The things, while laughing and singing and generally being very jovial, attack you. They're trying to bite with their tiny fangs. They're trying to cut you with their tiny claws. All the while being, acting like, small, overjoyed children. Let's start with Brian. Oh, yeah, actually you have yours still on your back, but you are trying to get it off. It managed to hit you all the same. You can dodge that, by the way.
Okay.
For 9 points of damage.
9 points. I have 1 or 2 for my armor.
Yeah. If that's leather.
Full mail is 3.
Yeah,
This is leather mail.
Oh, so
that means you have leather and mail.
So
But it's still 3.
But you have full mail all over you.
Yeah.
So it's free. It's free.
3 plus my toughness. So I take 3 damage.
All right. The little creature managed to bite you in the back of your. It managed to bite you in the back. You can feel its filthy, diseased teeth sinking into your flesh. It hurts like hell. Now roll for toughness. All right, good. The thing is basically still trying to give you a bad time. Now, Andrew. Your little rascal also tries to, kill you, I guess. But it overextended itself, and it flew right past you and landed on the other side. Good for you.
Yes.
Jason, You've managed to pull out your sword, but the thing that you're fighting with, this thing has 3 eyes, and basically they resemble the rune that the larger creature had at the base of its sword. The little 3-eyed bugger jumps towards you. Let's see. And it manages to land on your chest. Are you trying to? Will you dodge? Because you don't have a weapon in your offhand, so you can only dodge.
Okay, even though that sword has a defensive.
Defensive means that it grants bonuses. It doesn't give you a free parry.
I'll dodge blow.
All right.
I'm going to use a luck.
Excellent.
All right.
Much better.
You've dodged just in time. The thing, laughing maniacally, missed you by hair's breadth. It's your turn now, Sally.
I guess I'm gonna test on strength.
Like a counter test. All right.
Yeah.
Roll for strength.
God damn.
All right. No, it doesn't work. You're trying to get it off you, but it simply refuses to let you go. And after that, Lucas.
I am. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, I've got the iPad edition up, and my iPad keeps locking. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. So if I go on a full-on attack, I can't dodge if it attacks me back. Well, but that would be another turn anyway, so I don't have to worry about that.
No. Actually, you can dodge and parry after your next turn. So if you're now going to make an all-out attack, the creature will be before you in its next turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm just going to do a regular attack.
All right. You're raising your hatchet and you're trying to smack it with it.
And I miss.
And you've missed. The hatchet sank into the muddy, stinking ground.
You know what? I'm gonna take a risk and use a luck point.
All right. Rewind.
And I hit that time.
You've managed to land exactly. You've managed to land a blow, but the thing will try to. Oh no, actually, it did. No, it didn't. It didn't aim the attack, so it will try to dodge blow, and it failed. Roll damage. 8 plus your strength.
That is plus the strength. That's 4 plus 4.
Oh, all right. You've slashed it. You've slashed it well. Its left nipple came out. Came away. Spraying.
Now it only has two nipples left.
Actually 4. It sprayed some form of disgusting liquid, which resembles, at least by the smell of it, sour milk. It also giggled. And it's not really affected in any way. At least, well, it doesn't seem to be. After Lucas, it's time for Leopold.
All right, so we still have Lucas and Vincent are fighting one, and Sally has one on his back, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try to get over to Sally and see if I can poke this thing off his back, if I can reach him.
But how do you want to do this?
I want to try to slash it off his back.
Okay. Okay, if you fail, you hit Sally.
Okay.
For real.
If you get a botch, you hit Sally harder.
Okay. I will not botch.
And of course, you don't get the bonuses from him because,
right.
Okay,
so
minus 10% for the flies.
Okay. I'm gonna go for it.
All right.
Blink.
You've managed to hit the creature. You've managed to spare your comrades some real pain. Of course, it doesn't dodge because it's it's clinging to Sally's back. Roll for damage.
9 points. Take that.
All right, excellent. So I think it has how many? It yelled. It actually yelled with pain as you've opened its back, and it twisted its little head so that it looks at you. You see that it's not smiling anymore. There's this pure expression of hatred etched on its disgusting, otherworldly face, but it's still clutching to your friend's back. After that, we have Vincent.
All right. Now I'm ready to attack. I am going to do an all-out attack.
All right.
So-
You're raising your weapon over your head, and you're trying to bring it down on the creature with all your might, with all your strength. Chosen of more.
Let's do it.
Yeah, boy. And you've managed to hit.
Yep, that would be a hit.
But the creature will try to dodge. And it managed to dodge.
Oh no.
Yeah, basically they're dodging on very high agility score. It did not step to the side. It simply disappeared for a second. Your blade flew right past. Right through the the space where the creature has been, and then split second later the creature reappeared. And it gives you this little gesture that kids sometimes give when they are like putting their fingers to the nose and are wiggling it.
Well, I'm gonna point my finger at it and wave my finger like, no, you don't.
All right.
Then he tells it to talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand. All right, now it's time for our little friends. Tell you what, Leopold, the creature lets go of Sally and jumps towards you.
All right.
It completely misses. it flies right past you and crashes to the ground, but it's still there. After that, we have what? We have Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The little thing tries to bite you. It goes for weak spots for massive damage. It hits. Are you going to dodge or are you going to parry? Actually,
I don't have an offhanded weapon, so I can only dodge, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so dodge blow is an agility.
Actually, sorry, were you actually making an all-out attack last time or not?
No.
All
I
right.
just made a regular attack.
Cool. Roll agility.
Nice.
You've managed to dodge the blow without any fuss. Finally, we have Vincent's little critter. And it goes right for your arm. Dodge or... Actually, you were making an all-out attack.
Correct.
Okay, let's see. It goes for 10 damage into your arm.
Okay.
Wait a second, I need to check something very quickly. No, yeah, it goes for 10 damage.
Okay. I get 2 wounds go through.
Roll for your toughness.
Okay.
All right.
Passed.
The thing managed to slash open your arm. You can feel its filthy claws opening your hand, but you're still in the fight. Good for you. Sally, you're up.
Yo.
The creature let you go.
And it flew off and tried to hit Lucas, right?
Yeah.
No, Leopold.
Leopold.
Leopold. Is it currently in combat with anybody?
Yeah, it's in combat with Leopold, but you need to approach it to attack it.
Okay, I'm gonna let my blunderbuss just hang at my shoulder and
All
get
right.
my sword and Swordbreaker out.
So you're letting your blunderbuss go, and you're taking out your sword and swordbreaker.
Yeah, I think the guns all have ropes on them, don't they? Like, so we can just hang over.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it, because that's 2 actions.
Yeah.
Excellent. After that, we have Lucas.
Okay. If I make an aimed attack,
Yeah.
can I still dodge
Yes.
next turn?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then that's what I'm going to do.
But aimed
what?
attack
Sorry.
is only plus 10%. Remember, so
Right.
it actually,
but that cancels out the 10% that I'm losing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well.
I'm going to use another luck point.
Excellent.
How many fake points? Wait, let me make sure I have as many fake points as I think I have.
I think you should have 3.
If I can find them.
Because I distinctly remember that I gave each of you two fate points. So either 3
I
or
have
4.
4.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's 4.
So yeah, I'm going to use a luck point.
All right. All
And
right.
pass.
Nice. Right into the head. Although it doesn't matter in the case of this enemy. It managed to dodge. However, you've almost speared it. And I mean, if your guys are actually wondering, they dodge on 60. Yeah. But the big guy that you were fighting before only dodged on 40. So you know. And besides, I'm forgetting about things like unsettling, where you should also have another minus modifiers, and that they are small, which also grants more modifiers. So it's only flies for you. You know, let's not overcomplicate these things. Yeah, you've almost speared it through the head with your axe. Well, hatchet. It made a somersault. It landed on its hands, which became its legs, and its legs became its hands. The face is still upside down, though. After that, we have Leopold.
Yep. Alright, so I'm still facing the one I injured off of Sally, so I'm going to attack it twice.
Alright, you're making a quick step towards it, and you slash it twice. Roll. Minus 10. First, you managed to land the blow. The thing tries to dodge, but it fails. Roll for damage.
Oh, 5 points.
Strange thing, your blade almost seemed like stop before this creature, like there was some sort of aura that prevented you from driving the blade all the way down. You still managed to hurt it, but only just. But then you reverse the grip, and you've brought it down, point down, right towards this thing. Roll.
Hit.
Still goes towards the head. Roll for damage. And,
Ooh.
yeah, and this time you've simply speared it. The blade went through the top of its skull. It exploded from this creature's disgusting bottom. The thing squealed, it shrieked, and it simply disappeared. Excellent. That's how it's done. Vincent.
All right, I think I'm just gonna do aimed attack.
All right.
So it's waves the modifiers, I believe.
Managed to land the blow. It will attempt to dodge. It failed. Roll for damage.
All right.
9.
Okay, plus 3, so that's 12.
All right. You've slashed your sword at it. 1, 2, 3 times. After the third time, the creature was in 3 pieces. But the 3 pieces didn't even manage to hit the floor, the ground, because they've simply turned into this oily black smoke and dispersed in the fetid wind.
All right.
After that, you've all converged on the last creature. which was, I believe, fighting with Lucas,
Yeah.
and you've essentially annihilated it in a storm of steel, or rather, well, steel and meteorite metal. As the last creature fell and turned into black, stinking smoke, the miasma surrounding you disappeared almost instantly. The sky returned to normal, overcast, iron gray. You are still standing in the orchard, smelling of which smells of rotten fruit, and you can see that there are still apples hanging from the trees, rotten apples, disgusting, sick fruit. The trees are also still sick, dark with whatever plague ails them, but there are no signs of the creatures or the flies. Although you can hear, after a few seconds, you can hear the buzzing once again, but it's far away from you, and you don't see any of the insects flying.
How much do we know about chaos?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
I mean,
Well,
other than the fact that you were fighting, for example, Sally was fighting this. Well, I mean, outside of the not in the game, right? Sally was fighting a demon in a village one time, and Leopold and Vincent were also fighting a creature of the warp in the attic. But for your characters, you don't even know how to call it.
Okay.
It's like evil spirit, malign intelligence, something like that. Devilry, perhaps.
Yeah.
mm,
I'm gonna
So
mutter.
Like you don't even know the word chaos as it
Right,
is
okay.
used, for example, by the Inquisitors.
Okay. I'm gonna mutter an oath to Tal and spit on the ground.
Yeah. Those of you who were wounded, you can feel your wounds actually burn, but not too horrible. You're hoping that you haven't caught anything.
I want to look over to Lucas when he says that thing to Tal and be like, "Is it Tal that sent these things after us? After all we've done?" Then I'm going to inspect my blade, see if there's any kind of.
Actually, no. Your blades are clean.
And I'm gonna.
There's no blood. There's no ichor. They're completely clean. And there are also no traces of these things. Not even the vomit puddle of that horrible single-eyed creature. It's like they were never here.
I'm gonna
okay.
reload my handgun while everybody else is doing whatever.
Okay, well, I say, I don't know about you guys, but I think we need to light this entire orchard on fire, and then we need to go and smash all of the guys' cider.
Heroes
man.
of the Empire! Destroying alcohol!
Yes.
It's prohibition
That
time,
doesn't mean-
motherfuckers!
Just say no.
Well, I mean, this place is corrupt. It's obvious. This.
Yeah, living wood doesn't burn, though. As a charcoal burner, I can tell you that.
Details.
You just need a hotter fire.
Yeah. Well, we need to. Okay. All right. Well, we're not going to be able to easily destroy this right immediately. One thing I want to do is I want to see if I can see any signs of the little girl's trail. Because that's what we initially came here to do, was to see if we could see anything about the girl.
All right.
Can I do a follow trail or something like that, or would I have to do a search first?
You have follow trail,
Yes.
so roll for it, and that's where we end for today.
Okay.
Because it's late here, and I'm going away on a holiday
Okay.
tomorrow. All right, you've passed. Yeah, you see that Leopold is actually, making his way through the orchard looking for trails. It takes him about 15 minutes to actually locate something. Leopold, you found something. a trail leading southwest.
Towards the necromancer burning clearing. Got it. All right, that's what I suspected, but I just wanted to confirm if I could.
Towards the Burg ruins. Okay, from now on we are calling him Burg ruin, all right, or Burg ruin.
How do we spell that?
I'm going to write it because I'm not sure. Here.
Yeah, Berg ruin.
Yeah,
works.
Burg ruin works. All right, so we are calling him Burg ruin from now. Yeah, the trail is leading towards Burg ruin's hollow. It's about 5 miles to the southwest, according to the innkeeper and his wife.
No, the hollow. That was his kind of hidden retreat, not where he. Right.
Yes, that's where
Yeah, okay.
The previous owners, before Knights of the Raven, became the new ones. That's where previous owners had their retreat, and that's where one of them was apparently studying some forgotten culture, civilization, maybe even race. You don't know the details.
Right.
Anyway, that's for today. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for the game. Now it's time to give you experience points. Okay, we are heading towards a rather hard campaign, so I want you to have more. So let's say that I'm going to give you, 60 for today. How much do I usually give you? Like,
For the today thing?
no, like usually how many points for the game itself I'm giving you? 50, 60, 50, 60.
Yeah, about 60.
So let's call it 65.
Okay.
Everyone gets 10 points for their characters, and now we shall give points for your places of birth. Brian.
I had a conversation with Alessia. I said she's from the frozen north. I'm from the south.
Yeah, that was
Handle things.
that was pretty nice. I give you 5 points for that little conversation. I liked it. Andrew.
I mean, it didn't really come up at all.
Actually, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you were speaking about, like, you know, charcoal burning and crops, but it was, I think, more about your character than your place of birth. Okay, Jason and Sean. Were you Wissenlandy enough?
The one thing was I decided not to say anything when when Lucas and Leopold were upset with the miller. I remained silent as kind of like well, that's just life.
Oh.
Being
okay.
dour and
yeah,
that's how things go. So I chose not to comment on that.
Okay.
I thought that'd be Wissenlander.
5 points for you. Really nice. Religion, Brian.
I made this.
What about Leopold's place of?
No, I got 0.
Yeah, that's why I moved forward, because I think that Sean. Well, it's like it's not bad role playing. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, remember that if you're not role playing your province, it doesn't mean that you suck.
Yeah.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but yeah. Unless, Sean, of course, I'm mistaken, and you were role-playing a Wissenlander, then please tell me.
No, I don't think I did anything particularly Wissenlandy, no.
Because I actually, I know, like, Wissenland's lore pretty well, because None is from Wissenland, and None is my favorite Warhammer city, so, kind of a fetish here, of sorts. Brian, your religion.
I made the sign of the hammer.
Okay.
When it started getting chaosy.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. 5 points. Andrew.
Just the oath to Tal and spitting at the kind of cursing the.
Okay. I'll give
right there at the end.
I'll give you 5 points, but I want you to consider one thing. When you've made an oath to Tal, Vincent basically said something. Did Tal send those creatures?
Yeah.
Now, I was really surprised that you didn't just smack him in the face. Or at the very least told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, well, that's when Sean started talking about going to search, so I didn't really. He'd already moved on, and I hadn't had time to have a quick retort. So
okay,
I was going to, but then I got distracted because I wanted to see if I had followed trail, because I thought I did. So
yeah, you do. I think you do. But anyway, yeah, sorry.
So let's say that I'm going to give you those 5 points, but I would like your character to remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not saying that you have to shank him or something, but it's pretty hardcore to say that, yeah, well, your god sent the demons, asshole.
Yeah.
Even if you don't call them demons, right? So
we're gonna send Vincent for tall sensitivity training.
Well, he is becoming a knight like Sir Dambas, so
Dumas.
Yeah, Dumas. Okay, but like 5 points.
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
Because remember that in those times people were actually rather serious about their religion. It's like actually on my last IRL session, one of the players got killed because he insulted a Knight of the White Wolf, and the Knight of the White Wolf simply introduced him to his hammer, with I think 3 Ulrich's Furies. So appropriate.
Now, like I wasn't necessarily making accusations. It was more of a where else could have these things come from type of thing. Like that's the only. But my lack of knowledge, I wasn't very aggressive with it. I was just like, did Tal send these things? Like, what the heck?
Okay,
like,
just quick question. Do you
it's
have
my lack of chaos?
Do you have theology?
I
think you should have.
Actually.
If you were an initiate...
It's something I can get. I don't have it yet.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. If you had, I would like you to roll it, but since you don't...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you... well, I would give you 10 points for today, but I don't remember if you were Mori enough, so to speak.
No, I muddled some prayers and made a comment about the chapel, but there wasn't really a position.
So I'm going to give you 5 points for the for your speech to Andrew.
Okay, that's more of
yeah, but for example, I've I thought that it was very appropriate of a man who's basically becoming a religious fighter to actually start talking shit about other faiths, so to speak. For me, it means that Vincent is basically becoming more and more fanatical to towards more.
More and more.
Yeah, more. At least that's how I felt that it went when you spoke to Andrew, and I really liked it, on your part. Yeah, so 5 points for that. Sean, 5 points for Sigmar. You were Sigmar-y enough. Actually, I'll give you 10 points because you had 2 straight 10s during today's fight. So the Heldenhammer, he
clearly he was blessed.
Yeah, he listened to your prayers. 10 points for you. Sigmar's chosen. Star sign, Brian.
It's like the peasant Lucas knocked out back to his place and left some money.
10 points. Andrew?
Let's see. It's star sign is Mummet the Fool, which is intuitive, lucky, and something or other. But I would say I was pretty lucky to land so many blows on the plague bearer. But here, what was the third one? Give me just a second. Again, I got too many windows open. Sensible, intuitive, lucky. I would also say I was kind of intuitive and sensible when I was trying to pull the other two away from the miller, because the miller was clearly getting aggravated with us.
10 points, absolutely 10 points. Very nice. I like the miller interaction a lot. I like that you were the voice of reason, so to speak. 10 points for you, Jason.
Gungren's Baldric. Martial prowess, profession of arms. I didn't do anything too crazy in combat, but we got into combat. But yeah, trying to think. I guess nothing that stuck out more than anybody else.
All
That I
right.
can think of.
So, yeah, would you say that it was even worth 5 points?
I would say 5 points. But
All right.
I don't think I would have 10.
All right. So 5 points for you. So now it's time for Doom.
Leopold again.
Oh, sorry, Leopold. Jeez. Oh, sorry.
Cacklefax the Cockerel. The only thing I think that I was cheap about was I was like, hey, why didn't you bring the alcohol over here instead of dumping it out?
Yeah, actually, that was great. For that alone, I will give you 10 points because,
Alright.
yeah, you're role playing a miser really well, Sean.
And I'll say this, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that was actually the first thing I thought of when he said he was eavesdropping while I was talking to the bartender, because for some reason I just think of cheap people as people that also do a lot of eavesdropping.
Yeah, like, they want to hear about the best offers or,
Right,
discounts.
or
Yeah,
see if they can't hear something that they can use to their advantage.
exactly.
Oh, yeah. We don't have to pay for information, I can just get it.
Yeah, really nice. All right, Sean. So it's 10 points for you. So Dooms, Brian.
I want to do more with it, but the whole thing with Gennaro, like he said, he saw some baby get killed, and I was like, I saw a whole family get killed.
Yeah.
My Doom is that the blind maiden shall weigh thy soul.
Yeah. Well, I can give you 5 points for that. Because while you did said those words, remember that you haven't done anything to prevent that. While Gennaro really didn't, he didn't have a chance. He was just.
But what I was saying is that like that's something I let happen for some swords that I'm gonna have to pay for when I die. Like that's on my soul. That's what I was going with.
Okay. Okay. So like I said, I think. But you said it or not?
Yeah, I did. I didn't say that about the soul. That's what I meant when I was saying that.
Okay.
I didn't specifically say the word soul. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, in that case, I can give you 10 points for that. It was pretty nice. Andrew.
Okay.
The sword shall bring no justice, only suffering. Not anything really this time. That was more last time where I knocked the crazy dude out instead of killing him. But this time,
Yeah.
I mean, again, the only other thing that would be even close, I've already used for the star sign points, so it's not really fair to double dip. So
Sure. Jason, your Doom.
The tiniest of Tal's children will feast upon thy gut.
tiny
So-
children almost did.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Vincent was thinking, because he doesn't have any real knowledge in chaos. So he sees these things coming out of trees, and they're little, and they're trying to jump on the chest and stuff. And that's kind of the origin of the comment I made when you mentioned Tao. More so than religion, it was more of my doom, kind of. It's kind of a sign.
Okay. So would you say how many points would that be worth?
I felt like that was the most appropriate point to release. I don't know if it's significant, but I thought it was clever.
Okay, so 10 points in that case. Sean?
The hourglass shatters before thy last grain falls. Grain.
You had, yeah.
Yeah, I missed.
Yeah, you had
Missed some
such a
opportunities.
great opportunity for that.
Yeah, missed it. Oh well. No, that's it.
Okay.
Ideas?
Yeah, ideas which actually helped.
Did bringing the beat up peasant guy back to his place generate
no,
information? That's
wasn't
okay.
exactly. I mean, you would have learned it if you would just, approached anyone and spoke to him. So.
Yeah.
Did somebody trigger the conversation about
Yeah, it was
The daughter, or was that something that they brought to
That
us?
was Leopold or
Yeah, no, that was me because I was pressing them on things that were going on that were weird,
Yeah,
and then they said that, and it,
yeah, but
Yeah.
that wasn't really an idea. It was just a conversation.
okay,
Ideas are your own unique initiative, which
Okay.
actually helps move the adventure forward.
okay,
I don't think that there were any ideas today, honestly.
okay.
But I will give Sally 5 points for being a halfling, and that's it for today. Right.
Alright.
So,
Cool.
are you guys free on 29th?
Yes.
I think so.
Think so.
Andy?
I'm pulling up my calendar at the
Okay,
moment.
cool.
The 29th, you said?
Yep.
I have one that day. Okay, that's something I have. It looks like it at this point.
It looks okay at this point.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so let's stick to 29th, and this will be probably the last session for this adventure, since it's actually a very short one. But you're making it longer.
Mhm.
Shakes fist.
Or procrastinating.
Ineffectually, of course, shakes fist. Yeah, well, I mean, like, no joke. Before you guys, I mean, surely before Sean, I was running a single adventure for like half a year with Brian, Andrew, yeah, and Jason, like, the Herald's adventure.
Mhm.
We had one player. He's no longer with us. And this adventure was really short, and it took half a year, but it was awesome. I
Yeah,
loved
that
it.
guy he had his whole family in tow though. He had like 6 family members.
Yeah,
And, like-
yeah. And he had an inbuilt microphone into laptop, which sucked.
He
Okay.
had so many family members. It was like a sitcom meets Lord of the Rings or something. Like,
Yeah. Married with children, Miss Lord of the
yeah,
Rings.
step by step, Warhammer Fantasy Edition.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
fine.
guys. I'll see you all on 29th. If you want
Yep.
to call me, you can always do that. It was great. Thank you very much.
Great. I'll have the notes up in like 10 minutes.
Cool.
Cool.
You Brian, you should keep that in mind. That I'll have the notes up in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I
Brian.
write it by hand first, and then I have to come back and like I'm quicker by hand.
Yeah, I
No.
do it by hand. That's why it takes me so long.
Though
I'll
we
take law
we
school.
can-
You have to learn to type fast.
the one thing is we do hear when you take notes.
Yeah, but
We hear the pitter patter. It's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
It's not distracting, but
Like, I don't mind, honestly. I mean, I've heard it, but it was cool for me, and But of course, notes are no biggie. I mean, like, no hurry, so to speak. So everyone makes them at their own pace. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Okay.